Roger Stone here for Colonial Metals Group. Colonial Metals Group helps Americans protect their future with the most trusted store of wealth in human history. That's actual physical gold and silver. If you're retiring or you're retired, go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/stone right now for your free Roger Stone Colonial Metals Group Retirement Protection Kit. Or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589. Call now to receive your free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver.
A common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
Chairman Jordan, first of all, your reaction to the debate and just how important it is right now to pick a great commander-in-chief, given all the dynamics we've been talking about.
No, I thought President Trump did great. And you're right about the commander-in-chief. You know, the simple fact is, when President Trump was in office, you didn't have Russia going into Ukraine. You didn't have Hamas and Hezbollah attacking our best friend, the state of Israel. It just didn't happen. I remember when Mike Pompeo was doing an interview shortly after Russia goes into Ukraine, and they asked us, Secretary Pompeo, said, Mr. Secretary, you know, if President Trump was in office, you think this would happen? And he gave a great answer. He said, well, the short answer is I don't know, but I do know this. It did happen when President Trump was commander-in-chief, and that sort of says it all. So, yeah, that's a huge issue. But I think more importantly, we have now something we very seldom get in American politics. You got back-to-back administrations running for the top job, and then you just look at the records. And I tell everyone, we went from a secure border under President Trump to no border under Biden-Harris. We went from $2 gas under President Trump to $4 gas under Biden-Harris. We went from safe streets under President Trump to record crime under Biden-Harris. And we went from stable pricing, maybe the most important, to record inflation under Biden-Harris. Record inflation so much to take your family out to dinner and see what it costs now. And that's the difference. And so when we get to these issues and facts, I think that's why President Trump's going to win.
And I would hope so. You saw what happened at the debate last night, and President Trump should have pointed that out, that Joe Biden and the Biden clan, they promised to help poor people and help medium income people. When they made poor people poorer, and they made the medium people poorer because they've doubled the price of gasoline, and they increased the price of food 30-40%.
Right. I mean, the cruelest tax of all is inflation. We've had record inflation, which means basically record taxation on American families. Go to the grocery store, go to the gas station, take your family out to dinner, and see what everyone knows how bad that has been. So, and then you couple that with 10 million migrants entering the country in 3 years and 7 months under the Biden-Harris administration. 99 of those 10 million are on the terrorist watch list, and they did not detain them. They've been released into the country. This is one of the investigations and reports we put out just a few weeks ago. Yesterday, we had 4 moms testify who've lost their children. 3 of the moms had their daughters. I mean, you can't even talk about it. It was so bad what happened, and their lives taken from them by a migrant committing crime. And, of course, you know what that's like in New York City, with the migrant crime problem there. This is all because they intentionally, deliberately, willfully on day one said, no more building the wall, no more remaining in Mexico, and when you get to our border, you will not be detained, you will be released. And those 3 things fundamentally have changed things and hurt so many American families and so many communities.
And Congressman, go ahead, Rita.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chairman, I watched the hearing yesterday because you just teed up exactly where it was. You were phenomenal, by the way, in the hearing yesterday with the migrant victims' families.
Yep.
And those parents, if you don't like well up when you hear what happened to Joycelyn Nungari. Think about in Texas, that beautiful young girl, and we heard her mother saying what happened to her at the hands of illegal migrants who had just crossed the border and committed other crimes. And then Rachel Morin's mother, who talked about the migrants, the illegal migrants who crossed 3 times. What do you want to say to Americans? Because, boy, that needed to be spotlighted, and in the debate, they glossed over it.
Call up your member and tell them to at least vote for the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act, which says, in the climate we've just described, 10 million migrants coming in, 99 on the terrorist watch list, we think it makes sense if you go to register to vote to demonstrate that you're a citizen, to prove that you're a citizen. That bill passed the House, even had 5 Democrats vote for it, but Chuck Schumer won't bring it up. No, we can't do that. Then think about that. So, and call up your members and say, hey, let's get control of this border so that we don't have Laken Riley and Miss Moore and Miss Nungari and all these families who've been hit so hard, not to mention what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, where it looks like approaching 20,000 Haitians are in a community of 60,000 people. The impacts on your healthcare system, your education system, when you have that kind of influx of migrants, that is all attributable to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Congressman, this is Rudy Washington. One of the other things that disappointed me was they allowed her to run as if she was an outsider and that she had nothing to do with any of this. That she wasn't questioning on the fact that, you know, every step Governor Abbott took to seal the border, their Justice Department sued to stop him. Every step of the way. They didn't hang that around her neck as a cowbell. You fought to keep that. You fought to keep that border open and allow these people to come in. And the other thing they didn't develop, but Zelensky on foreign affairs, we tied his hands behind his back. He wanted offensive weapons. They wouldn't give it to him. Out of fear, Russia might escalate. Poland wanted to give him fighter jets. They stopped Poland. Wouldn't give it to him. But I remember what Eisenhower said on his way out the door. Beware of the military-industrial complex. Trump is right. All we've done is kill off a generation of Ukrainians. That's all and we're responsible. This administration is responsible for that. They wouldn't give him offensive weapons that he could win, and all they did was kill off a bunch of young people. You go to Israel, they did the exact same thing. Tied the hands of Netanyahu behind his back, held him up, won't give him weapons. Oh, but we support the state of Israel. That's a joke.
Congressman, your reaction, powerful comments, Rudy.
Well, I thought where President Trump was really effective last night. I mean, I thought he did well the whole debate, but his closing statement when he basically referenced, you've been there, as Rudy was just saying, you've been there 3.5 years. You know, if you could have done all these things, the opportunity culture she's talking about, why didn't you do them? And everyone knows when that this fundamental comparison, what life was like under President Trump versus what it's been like the last 3.5 years. And that, to me, is the key comparison. You know, basically for 50-some days, it's been one big pep rally for Kamala Harris. And I remember back in school, you know, the pep rally, the band's playing, the cheerleaders are cheering, the students are clapping. But at some point, you got to go play the game. Or my sport was wrestling. At some point, you got to step on the mat. And stepping on the mat's a lot different than the pep rally. And so last night, we started to see what it's like when you step on the mat. You get to compare the two administrations. You get to the facts. You get to the issues. I think once that really starts to soak in, people are going to say, heck yeah, we need President Trump back in the Oval Office. And I apologize, guys. I got to vote on the House floor.
Thank you for coming on, and we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Take care, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Congressman Jordan.